up to support the first of many events that are here to thank you for being who you are. I announce another group frequently and often, and I always like to say the fact that you're here should tell you that you're amazing. And so, thank you for being amazing.
Right.
And I have the pleasure of introducing Jude, who is such a lovely, kind, fun, gregarious, enjoyable person. I had the pleasure of meeting him. And
Through Sarah Larson,
Sarah
a great
Larson,
friend of ours.
A great friend of ours, thank you. And
Wonderful healer, by the way.
her husband Greg is here in the audience, yeah. Also a good friend. And we immediately meshed together in our common vision for what it is that people could do collectively. And so instead of it being me against you, if we both help each other, then three people have been helped, me, you, and us. And so one of the things that I loved when I first met Jude is that he is someone who brings together community, and he gathers people together. So when we first started talking, I said, well, gosh, Jude, this is your thing. You're in your element when you're bringing people together for a particular cause. You may or may not know that Jude started one of the first television shows in Sedona, Arizona. I'm from Arizona. This is a huge feat to bring technology to Arizona, and so was able to do something for the community that he's replicating here, which is occurs on several levels, but I'll say the most important one of those levels is that he celebrates the individual, and he celebrates what's beautiful about them and celebrates their gift. And so we're here to hear about many gifts, and so I want to thank you for being here, all of you.
It's always been about community. And I didn't grow up super rich. I grew up abundant. And by that I mean I lived in a neighborhood of like 15 houses. And one house would have the built-in pool, the other one would have the tennis court, the other one would have this or that. And I had 10 friends I grew up with. So I was always at one house or another just playing and hanging out. And it seemed normal to me that this was community. And I grew up in a great community, carpooled to school and all of these other places that would bring us all together. So community for me has always been an interesting aspect as technology has improved and these tools come to you. And we began our new evolution with the technology and how it affects society and people and what we do between our technology and our spiritual side. And it's always felt like there's been a balance of where you're spiritual but you're not exactly technical, where you're technical and you're not exactly spiritual. But now as technology is moving forward, I think that spiritual side of us can be supported by technology. So as that's being supported by technology, you can apply that to building a community. But when I was in Sedona and I did the TV station, this was before the internet, so I knew a secret power of media. I knew how to influence a town. I was the mini Oprah of Sedona. So when you understand that, you can influence governments and different things. So we had like a great 3-year reign in Sedona now, where we were able to put people on the city council and participate in community discussions, solar power, different things like that of global sustainability that we were able to do within the community within Sedona. And all of these types of things I've loved to participate in, but it's always been just the passion of community and building through community. And when I got here a few years ago, because technology caught up with me, YouTube happened and now it's global and everybody's a content provider. All of a sudden, everybody knows how to do this wonderful, magical, secret thing that I had in my small town. So technology catches up. And that brings me here to California. I sold my shares, I left my life behind, I changed everything, relationship, everything. The paradigm shift hit me like a brick wall. I came here, I started over again, and I began building a community online through digital media and a platform called Blip TV. And Blip 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago was brand new in New York City. It was like the new YouTube. You could do your YouTube stuff and store it there. But the difference was Blip paid us 50% of whatever they made in advertising. So as a content provider, it seemed like the best place to have the platform. So I submitted the show, and I decided to do a show about Silicon Beach. And I was started here at Google and worked with Coder Dojo, and I was their director of media production for a little while and helped them with their teaching kids how to do coding. And it was really fun. They did it every month, but that got me into the community and understanding. When I talked to the guys at Google, they were like, yeah, like the whole Google campus, that's up north. Like this is a whole new experiment. Like get out in LA, like enjoy it. Like get out in Venice and get out in Santa Monica and don't do like the Google, just get out there and understand the community. And so I've been out there videotaping people and meeting interesting people that are doing great things with technology here. And after I videotape them, I put them on the show. They've all done super well. I've had like 60 episodes, and everyone has been a major star here at Silicon Beach. And people ask me, why have you interviewed these people? Why are they on your show? And I have finally found the words. After 2 years, I didn't know how to say it, but I think now they're heart-centered people. Everybody is heart-centered. I think everyone in this room has a heart-centeredness about them. I think everybody here, in some way, wants to make a difference and a contribution in any way they possibly can. And they want to bring it to their work. And if we can find that balance and make money and do all that, then that's wonderful. But in these conversations of how you can utilize technology for this, I met a great business partner and co-creator, Charlie Trin here. And he is, Charlie has evolved not only the Blip TV show, but myself personally in the evolution of what's next in technology, what's next in peer-to-peer technology that we can use on a day-to-day basis. And when we met, we decided that we would take a trip and go to Egypt and talk about this. And while we were in Egypt, we had some amazing discussions under the Great Pyramid. And this is where it's going to be like, okay, the crazy guys hanging out the pyramid, getting stoned, talking world peace, right? This is bullshit. They're weird fucking
That's what you do in the pyramids, right?
So, you know, what the hell? So we had a blast, but we also realized we had amazing engagement conversation about world peace. And as we discussed it, we decided to make a promise that when we got back, no matter how crazy it was, we were going to try to talk to people and engage people in conversation about world peace and see what happens. And it's not easy to do. People think you're crazy. And like, then the other thing is you know, get centered yourself and find your own peace inside, or you won't have peace out there. And so many different philosophies and opinions. And Charlie has an amazing gift with community and storytelling. And I'll let you tell a little bit about your background and what you...
So my background is I was a game producer at Disney for 6 years, and what they're really good at is making sure you know the story the entire time. They're making every single thing. So in the pitch, what's a story? Oh, it's a game. What's a story? Okay. So Frozen, Pixar, I mean, you know Pixar and their storytelling. I learned the storytelling of Pixar, and what they're really good at is always keeping the same story in every single scene they did. And working with Jude, he had this amazing thing, is he could bring everything together, but a lot of times, we all know this, our everyday distractions, we get pulled in many ways. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, not sure what I'm doing anymore. And so I was able to really kind of bring back to what is the story we're trying to do. And the story under the pyramids, you can't lie. You just look at the pyramids and go, okay, so we're going to get our shit together and figure this out. And we said world peace. Well, how do you do world peace? So 2 weeks in Egypt, we ran through many people. We worked with many different people to really think about what this meant. And we decided that it needed a change. Just as we transform from many generations, we decided we need to change this to a different generation that doesn't focus on that necessarily the old ideas, but a new idea, and the heart-centered technology paradigm is kind of what we're working with. And so in Egypt, we had many discussions, and after we both came back from Egypt, and I was in a couple of places, we finally decided that we're going to make this a reality. We're not going to just talk about world peace, we're just going to act on it. And this is our journey.
And so we decided to videotape it and interview some people. So we have a short video of the beginning of the conversation. I went to New York City and interviewed Kareem Awadallah from Egyptian National Television and just kind of asked him a little bit about his thoughts on what that would be to him. And we also have a wonderful conversation with Howard. Howard Leonhardt, ladies and gentlemen, has made it tonight. And so excited to hear him speak tonight. And so we're going to turn the lights down and do a little 5-minute clip of what the beginning of the conversation for Heart Center Jack is.
Hey, I'm in Central Park with my friend Kareem Awadallah, and we're talking about Heart Center technology. And